EP2, Who's Hornier? The ultimate battle of the sexes, men vs women, a scientific and hilarious showdown. Welcome to the most explosive, controversial, and downright hilarious episode of World's Wildest Debates. Today, we're diving headfirst into the age-old question that has plagued humanity since the dawn of time: who's hornier, men or women? Buckle up, folks, because this is going to be a wild ride. The scientific smackdown. Let's kick things off with some cold, hard science. Hormones are the puppet masters of our desires, and when it comes to sex, testosterone and estrogen take center stage. Testosterone, the male fuel. Men, bless their testosterone-fueled hearts, are often stereotyped as being perpetually ready for action. This is largely due to the higher levels of testosterone coursing through their veins. Science tells us that testosterone plays a significant role in libido, making men more likely to experience spontaneous sexual thoughts and desires. However, it's not just about quantity, it's also about consistency. Men tend to have a more stable level of testosterone, leading to a more consistent sex drive. Estrogen, the female enigma. Women, on the other hand, are governed by the fluctuating tides of estrogen and progesterone. Their sexual desires can ebb and flow throughout their menstrual cycle, making it a more complex picture. While men might be the sprinters in the sexual marathon, women are the long-distance runners. Their capacity for intimacy and emotional connection often plays a more significant role in their overall sexual experience. The female brain also has a larger amount of oxytocin receptors. Oxytocin is a hormone that has a strong effect on social bonding. The brain's battleground. Neuroscience reveals that men's brains are wired to respond more quickly to visual sexual stimuli, while women's brains are more attuned to emotional and contextual cues. This doesn't mean men are just mindless sex machines, or that women are only interested in love. It simply highlights the different ways our brains process and respond to sexual information. The humorous highlights. Now, let's inject some much-needed humor into this heated debate. Why did the man bring a ladder to the hotel? Because he heard the drinks were on the house? What's the difference between men and women? Men have a penis, and women have the power to make them use it wisely. Why do men find it difficult to make eye contact? Breasts don't have eyes. Why do women live longer than men? Shopping doesn't cause heart attacks. A man and a woman are in a car. Who's driving? The police. The role of neurotransmitters. Beyond hormones, neurotransmitters like dopamine, serotonin, and norepinephrine play crucial roles in sexual desire and arousal. Dopamine, the pleasure chemical, is released during sexual activity, reinforcing the desire for more. Serotonin, on the other hand, can have a dampening effect on libido, which might explain why stress and anxiety can diminish sexual desire. Norepinephrine contributes to arousal and the physiological responses associated with sexual excitement. Evolutionary psychology. From an evolutionary perspective, men's drive for multiple partners can be attributed to the desire to maximize reproductive success. Women, on the other hand, tend to be more selective, seeking partners who can provide resources and protection for themselves and their offspring. These evolutionary pressures have shaped our sexual behaviors and preferences over millennia. The impact of social and cultural factors. Our sexual desires are not solely determined by biology, they are also influenced by social and cultural norms, beliefs, and expectations. Media portrayals of sexuality, cultural attitudes towards gender roles, and personal experiences can all shape our sexual identities and behaviors. For example, in some cultures, female sexuality is suppressed, while in others, it is celebrated. The complexity of female sexuality. Female sexuality is often more complex and nuanced than male sexuality. Women's sexual desires can be influenced by a wide range of factors, including emotional connection, intimacy, and relationship satisfaction. The concept of sexual fluidity highlights the fact that women's sexual orientations and preferences can change over time. The effect of modern technology. The easy access of pornographic material has had an effect on the sexual behaviors of both men and women. Social media has also shaped the way people view themselves and others in a sexual way. The importance of communication. Open and honest communication is a very important part of a healthy sexual relationship. Talking about your desires, needs, and boundaries can help to create a more fulfilling and satisfying sexual experience for both partners. Adding more humor. Why did the Scarecrow win an award? Because he was outstanding in his field. What do you call a fish with no eyes? FSH. Why don't scientists trust atoms? Because they make up everything. What do you call a bear with no teeth? A gummy bear. Why did the bicycle fall over? Because it was too tired. Expanding on SEO. Incorporate long-tail keywords, such as differences in male and female libido and psychology of sexual desire. Use relevant internal and external links to improve search engine rankings. Promote the article on social media platforms to increase visibility and engagement. Create a YouTube short from the podcast, and link it back to the full podcast. Create eye-catching thumbnails. Adding more sayings. Love is a fire. But whether it is going to warm your hearth or burn down your house, you can never tell. Joan Crawford. Where there is love there is life. Mahatma Gandhi. The best proof of love is trust. Joyce Brothers. Enhanced conclusion. In the grand theater of human existence, the interplay between male and female sexuality remains a captivating spectacle. While science provides valuable insights into the biological underpinnings of our desires, the human experience is far more complex, shaped by a tapestry of emotions, experiences, and cultural influences. Ultimately, the quest to understand who's hornier is less about finding a definitive answer and more about appreciating the rich diversity of human sexuality. The endurance of passion, who lasts longer? The dynamics of desire. It's a common perception that men's sexual desire is a sprint, while women's is a marathon. But is this true? Studies suggest that men tend to experience more frequent and intense sexual urges, especially in their younger years. Women's sexuality, on the other hand, is often more linked to emotional connection and intimacy, which can deepen over time. Therefore, while men might experience a more rapid onset of desire, women's capacity for sustained passion can be equally, if not more, enduring. Love's timetable: who falls out of love first? The question of who falls out of love first is a complex one, with no easy answer. Some research indicates that men tend to fall in love faster, but also fall out of love faster. Women, perhaps due to their more cautious approach to relationships, may take longer to fall in love, but their feelings may also be more resilient. However, individual experiences vary widely, and factors such as relationship dynamics, communication, and personal values play significant roles. The science of attraction: why men and breasts? The fascination with breasts is a common trait among men, and there are several scientific explanations for this. Evolutionary significance: breasts are associated with fertility and the ability to nourish offspring, making them biologically attractive. Hormonal influences: testosterone plays a role in men's attraction to visual stimuli, including breasts. Cultural conditioning: media and societal norms can also shape men's perceptions of female attractiveness. It is also a sign of healthy levels of estrogen in a woman. The longevity of love. Can love truly last a lifetime? The answer is a resounding yes, but it requires effort, commitment, and understanding. Successful long-term relationships are built on a foundation of open and honest communication, mutual respect and support, shared values and goals, the ability to adapt to change. Maintaining intimacy and passion over time requires ongoing effort and creativity. The role of hormones in long-term relationships. Hormones play a vital role in the initial stages of romantic love, but their influence can wane over time. In long-term relationships, other factors, such as emotional bonding and shared experiences, become more important. Oxytocin, the love hormone, plays a key role in maintaining feelings of attachment and connection. The impact of modern relationships. Modern relationships face unique challenges, such as increased stress, distractions from technology, and evolving gender roles. Navigating these challenges requires adaptability, resilience, and a willingness to prioritize the relationship. Online dating and social media have also changed the landscape of relationships, creating new opportunities and challenges. The psychology of infidelity. Why do people cheat? The reasons are complex and varied, including dissatisfaction with the current relationship, a desire for novelty and excitement, low self-esteem, opportunity. Infidelity can have devastating consequences for relationships, but it can also be an opportunity for growth and healing. Adding more humorous anecdotes. Why did the couple break up during the math test? Because they had too many unresolved problems. What's the difference between a boyfriend and a husband? About 30 minutes. Why do men forget everything? Because women always remind them. What is the easiest way to find a man's feelings? Ask another woman. Why are women so hard to find the right one? Because the right one is already taken. Expanding on SEO and engagement. Create engaging infographics and visuals to accompany the article. Host a live Q&A session on social media to answer readers' questions. Collaborate with other influencers and bloggers to promote the content. Make a short video compilation of funny moments in the podcast. Make a meme that is related to the podcast. Adding more sayings. Love is not about how many days, months, or years you have been together. Love is about how much you love each other every single day. A successful marriage requires falling in love many times, always with the same person. The best relationship is when you can act like lovers and best friends at the same time. The intricacies of attraction and desire. The neurochemistry of love. Beyond initial attraction, the brain releases a cocktail of chemicals that sustain romantic love. Phenylethylamine creates the butterflies in your stomach feeling, while dopamine drives motivation and reward. Over time, these chemicals subside, and oxytocin and vasopressin take over, fostering bonding and attachment. The impact of stress on libido. Stress hormones like cortisol can significantly impact sexual desire in both men and women. Chronic stress can lead to decreased libido, erectile dysfunction in men, and difficulty achieving orgasm in women. Managing stress through exercise, relaxation techniques, and mindfulness can help maintain a healthy sex drive. The role of communication in sexual satisfaction. Open and honest communication is essential for a fulfilling sexual relationship. Couples who can openly discuss their desires, needs, and boundaries tend to have higher levels of sexual satisfaction. Communication also helps to prevent misunderstandings and build intimacy. The influence of body image. Body image can significantly impact sexual confidence and desire. Negative body image can lead to anxiety and self-consciousness, hindering sexual enjoyment. Cultivating a positive body image and self-acceptance is crucial for a healthy sexual relationship. The effects of aging on sexuality. Sexual desire and function can change with age, but this doesn't mean that sex has to stop. Men may experience a gradual decline in testosterone, while women may experience hormonal changes due to menopause. However, many older adults continue to enjoy fulfilling sexual lives. The diversity of sexual orientations and identities. It's important to recognize that sexuality is diverse and fluid. People experience sexual attraction and desire in different ways, and there is no normal way to be sexual. Respecting and celebrating sexual diversity is essential for creating a more inclusive and accepting society. The psychology of jealousy. Jealousy is a common emotion in romantic relationships, but it can be destructive if left unchecked. Understanding the root causes of jealousy, such as insecurity or fear of abandonment, is crucial for managing it effectively. Open communication and trust building can help to alleviate jealousy. The importance of emotional intimacy. Emotional intimacy is the foundation of a strong and lasting relationship. It involves sharing your thoughts, feelings, and vulnerabilities with your partner. Emotional intimacy fosters trust, connection, and a sense of security. Adding more humorous observations. Why do men have a problem finding their feelings? Women wear them. What do women and smartphones have in common? If you don't push the right buttons, you will not get what you want. Why do men chase women they have no intention of marrying? Same reason dogs chase cars they have no intention of driving. Why did the man get mad at the woman for throwing butter at him? He said she was spreading rumors. Why is it so hard for men to find clean socks? Because they are always in the same place women put them. Enhancing SEO and social engagement. Create interactive quizzes and polls to engage readers. Use social media to share snippets of the article and encourage discussion. Collaborate with other content creators to cross-promote content. Use trending hashtags related to relationships and sexuality. Create a behind-the-scenes video of the podcast. Adding more profound sayings. The meeting of two personalities is like the contact of two chemical substances. If there is any reaction, both are transformed. C.G. Jung. Love is composed of a single soul inhabiting two bodies. Aristotle. The best and most beautiful things in the world cannot be seen or even touched, they must be felt with the heart. Helen Keller. Introduction, setting the stage. Alright, folks, buckle up because we're about to dive into the wild world of Who's Hornier. We've explored the science, the psychology, and the humor, but now, let's get down to the nitty-gritty with some real-life scenarios. We're going to share some anecdotes that might just make you blush, giggle, or even say, wait, that actually happened. So, get ready for some tales from the trenches of the battle of the sexes. Anecdotal evidence, the battle of the sexes in action. The texting tango. So, there's this couple, right? They're both on their phones, supposedly working. But then, the texts start flying. It starts innocent enough, a little playful banter. But then, things escalate. He sends a suggestive emoji, she fires back with a witty innuendo, and before you know it, they're planning a rendezvous that would make a romance novel blush. The twist? She initiated the whole thing. The movie night mishap. Picture this, a cozy movie night, blankets, popcorn, the whole shebang. But as the tension builds on screen, so does the tension in the room. A hand brushes a thigh, a whisper turns into a kiss, and suddenly, the movie is the least interesting thing happening. Who made the first move? In this case, it was a tie, a simultaneous eruption of desire. The office encounter. We've all heard the stereotypes about workplace romances, but this one takes the cake. Two colleagues, both seemingly professional, find themselves alone in the office after hours. A quick chat turns into a passionate embrace, and the rest, as they say, is history. And who was the most eager? It was the woman, who had been planning this for weeks. The gym grind. The gym, a place of sweat, determination, and apparently, simmering sexual tension. Two fitness enthusiasts, both in peak physical condition, find themselves drawn to each other like magnets. A spotting session turns into a flirtatious exchange, and before you know it, they're making plans for a post-workout protein shake. The man was the one who made the first move. But the woman had been giving him the eyes for weeks. The social media seduction. In the age of social media, flirting has taken on a whole new dimension. A seemingly innocent like turns into a direct message, which leads to a late-night video call. Words of affirmation and compliments are given, and then things turn more sexual. The woman had sent the first like on an older photo, and was the most aggressive in the online encounter. The grocery store gamble. Who would have thought that the grocery store could be a hotbed of sexual tension? Two shoppers, reaching for the same ripe avocado, lock eyes, and sparks fly. A casual conversation about the best guacamole recipe turns into an invitation for dinner. And the man, was the one who was most forward. The coffee shop caper. A quiet coffee shop, the aroma of roasted beans, and two strangers engaged in a deep conversation. A shared love of literature leads to a discussion of forbidden desires, and before you know it, they're exchanging phone numbers and planning a late-night rendezvous. The woman was the one who started the conversation about forbidden desires. The party play. A lively party, music pumping, drinks flowing, and two people caught in a whirlwind of attraction. A dance floor encounter turns into a passionate makeout session, and they find themselves seeking a more private setting. And the man, was the one who pulled her away from the crowd. Adding more depth. The influence of alcohol. Let's be honest, alcohol can lower inhibitions and amplify desires. But who's more likely to initiate a sexual encounter after a few drinks? Studies suggest that both men and women are more likely to engage in risky sexual behavior when intoxicated, but the specific dynamics can vary. The role of confidence. Confidence is a major turn-on, regardless of gender. People who are comfortable in their own skin tend to be more assertive in expressing their desires. And sometimes, that confidence can manifest as a bold first move. The element of surprise. Sometimes, the most unexpected encounters are the most exciting. A spontaneous kiss, a whispered compliment, a playful touch, these moments of surprise can ignite a spark of desire that neither party saw coming.